Hi everyone, thanks for joining me for today's video. Today I'm going to talk about infantilization and parentification, narcissistic parenting, narcissists, borderlines, and how we fit into this dynamic, these roles. So infantilization, as many of you may guess, it's the prolonged treatment of one who is not a child as though they are a child. Treating an adult like a little kid. Most people react as disrespected to that, right? You hate that. Don't call me a little kid. Don't treat me like a little kid. Try to bribe me with candy and all that other crap. Yeah? To scold me. Yeah. Maybe we have teachers that have done that. But maybe we were kids then. Maybe that's a bad example. Maybe a boss talked down to us like that, like we're little kids. Most of us are disrespected by that. We feel that as like on the verge of being dehumanized. Yeah. Some examples, clear examples. The most are people with visual disabilities. We might do that. I have fully infantilized people before. Didn't realize it. Didn't understand the damages, why, what I was doing. I think maybe we all have, don't you? A little bit, at least growing up, till you get a little older, a little bit more mature yourself. But we might see someone handicapped with a visual handicap, maybe in a wheelchair, you know, oh, I'm so sorry, hey. Like all of a sudden we have to talk nicer, like we have to bend down to their level, you know, something like that. Talk down to them, you okay? Can I do anything for you? You know, that they can easily do for themselves. Autistic adults, I'm guilty of this. Someone with, you know, high spectrum autism. Not, you know, someone you could visually see and tell right away. That may be in their late 20s. Treat them like a kid. Hey, you want some of this? Okay. When you don't need to, right? Talk to them just like an adult. Yeah. Seniors. Maybe we talk to grandpa or grandma that way. Yeah. As they get really old, right? We start treating them more like a kid when there's no reason to, right? Racism, slavery against blacks in this country. We, I guess, a long time ago, used to treat black people like children. I read that white people considered the black race as the child race. Not good. Go up to a black man and call him boy. See what happens. Don't do it. But I think you understand. We just witnessed this, I think, 2 weeks ago from today, from this video being published. 2 weeks ago, we had a presidential debate in our country. It was really embarrassing. After the debate was embarrassing, but after the debate, if you guys watched that, you know what I'm talking about, what I'm about to say. Those of you who haven't and you want to see the most perfect example of infantilizing, of a wife infantilizing her husband, who's even older than her, live on TV, the most powerful man in the world, right after the debate, she goes, "Yay, Joe, you answered all the questions, yay!" And I'm not overdoing that. That's how she talked to the most powerful man in the world. But guess what he did? He wasn't disrespected. He didn't feel disrespected. He smiled like a little kid. He goes, and looks out at the crowd. I mean, just, yikes. Not a good look for the leader of the free world. Narcissistic parenting. I've made many videos about this. If you guys want to watch more, go look at the Healing CPTSD video playlist I have. But narcissistic parenting isn't necessarily calling any parents narcissists. That's a mental health disorder. Narcissistic parenting, the narcissistic family dynamic, one that we were all raised in. Yeah. If you have had a long-term relationship or a series of relationships with someone who's highly narcissistic, who was very selfish and it was all about them and they abused you and we stayed in it, why? You guys answered that question yet? I know a lot of you guys try to use adult examples of why I did this, which don't really make sense. It's our childhood. It's our conditioning. It's where we learn what relationships are, what love is, what marriage is, what a husband, a wife, a man, a woman, a mom, a father. We learn all of this growing up from our parents. Here's an example. When you tell your parents about the most horrific experience that you just had or are currently having, what is their reaction? Not talking to you like a child. I don't mean like, oh, good, I'm sorry, oh, God, oh. No, narcissistic parenting, being dismissive, no emotional connection. I can't understand. I don't get it. You shouldn't feel that way. You shouldn't. You should just get over this person. Just get over them. God, they're bad for you anyway. What's the deal? What's the difference? I don't understand why you're just so caught up in this. God, go date someone else. I mean, that's awful. Awful, guys. You have any form of that from your parents, their reaction to the most horrific experience you're telling them, which means you're asking for some kind of help to feel better, and they do that. That's narcissistic parenting. So borderlines and narcissists also had narcissistic parents. They also were infantilized, okay? Treated like children by narcissistic parents, to the point where they had arrested development. Arrested development means their emotional child development halts due to negative experiences such as too much trauma and stress, neglect. So they parentify you, don't they? We would never parentify someone and expect them to take care of us and make us feel better and carry us through life and be responsible for everything that we do and fix it. And yeah, they parentified you, didn't they? Did you infantilize them? Huh? Can you guys tell me if you guys did or didn't? And if you did, how did you? Because I think we might have, didn't we? You know, the typical neurotypical person reaction, remember, to being infantilized, treating like a child? We hate it, right? Not then. Not sometimes, right? Because if you treat them like an adult, sometimes they freak out. But if you treated them, if you infantilized them, where did you get that from? Why would you do that? Huh? Well, I'll tell you. We parent our children just like we were parented. Even if we hate them. Even if we left at, late teens and took off and never talked to them again. We don't want to be anything like them. And here we are raising children just like we were raised. Pretty close. Maybe a little better. But very similar. And maybe that's what we're doing. We're being parentified, and so we parent our partner. And when we say, hey, just let you know, you dropped and made a big mess. Can you clean that up, please? Thank you. Right? Nothing wrong with that, right? Say that to a borderline. What happens? Oh, God, I can't believe what you're doing. Oh, God, you're on my case all the time. Why do you always do this? Fucking... And you're just like, huh? Oh, I'm sorry. I lived with a man older than me a long time ago when I had roommates. And this guy was so sensitive, had to be borderline. He was so sensitive. If I say, hey man, I noticed a mess you made. Would you mind cleaning that up so I can make something to eat or something? Yeah. Oh, lose it. No, you know how I did end up talking to him? I had to go, hey. And it was kind of funny. I made a joke. I'd be like, I love you, okay? I just was hoping that you could clean up the mess, and I'll give you, some of my chocolate. Yeah. Not disrespected. Perfect. That's disgusting. I mean, God damn. The borderline and narcissist were infantilized by narcissistic parents. And when we treat them like adults, they feel disrespected. The opposite. They're so hypersensitive, aren't they? They accuse you of being mean and controlling and not caring, narcissistic, don't they? But they behave like children. They act like kids. Temper tantrums, petulance. Temper tantrum is the rage when they get angry and lose it and yell and scream and bang stuff and throw stuff and threaten you. That's a temper tantrum. They never were stopped of it at 5, 7, 8. Nope. Still doing it. Live. 50 years. Temper tantrums. Petulance. Difficult. Yeah. Self-sabotage. Deny, lie, blame shift, accuse, you. Need to be the center of attention. Poor impulse control. Bullying. Yeah? What does that sound like? The borderline narcissist. These are roles both of us fit into only because of our childhood. Yeah. Gives you some insight. Sometimes it's hard for you guys to identify that. We must learn boundaries and communication, emotional communication, and raise our self-worth. But we've got to heal from our past, understand our childhood, these relationships we've had, and know what a healthy relationship is. It's not impossible. We can all heal. We can all learn, period. Not only can we learn now about relationships because we learn in childhood, growing up. That's what we were neglected of. That's why we have bad relationships. We still need to learn. So of course we're capable of learning. We were capable of learning as teenagers. We just didn't. We were neglected of that. We can learn now easily. I teach people right away. It's not hard. Just start doing it and it works. But relationships aren't easy. They take work. Let me know if you guys have examples of this. I really appreciate that. Examples of being infantilized, maybe by a borderline or narcissist, maybe by your parents. You infantilizing borderline narcissist, other people. Give some. If you have other examples that I didn't give, that'd be great, so that we all can understand better. Okay. Always ask questions, please. And if this video benefited you, I appreciate some thumbs up, subscribe to the channel. If anybody wants coaching, you can find me at daviddemars.com. Thank you, everybody. Love yourself first.